Ever wondered about the history of your favorite dish, pizza? Well, let's take a trip down history lane and dive into the ancient roots of pizza. Our story begins thousands of years ago, not in Italy, but in the sun-drenched lands of the Mediterranean. The Greeks and Egyptians, resourceful as they were, baked flatbreads on hot stones. These flatbreads were often topped with olive oil and local spices, creating a simple yet satisfying meal. A far cry from the cheesy, saucy delight we know today, yet an important precursor to our beloved pizza. Fast forward a few centuries to the bustling streets of ancient Rome. The Romans took this concept of flatbread and began experimenting with various toppings. They added things like olives, herbs, and occasionally cheese. In essence, they were the pioneers of the topped pizza. But don't mistake these early Roman-inspired creations for the pizza we're familiar with today. These were still quite different. The bread was thick and somewhat coarse, the toppings were sparse, and tomato sauce was conspicuously absent. Why? Well, tomatoes hadn't made their way to Europe just yet. Interestingly, these early versions of pizza were often viewed as food for the poor. They were cheap, easy to make, and could be eaten on the go. Little did they know, this humble dish would one day rule the world. It's fascinating to think about how this early form of pizza evolved over time. From the simple flatbreads of ancient Greece and Egypt, to the topped versions in Rome, and eventually to the cheesy tomato-topped wonder we know and love today. And while pizza has certainly changed over the centuries, one thing has remained constant: its ability to bring people together. Whether it's shared among family, enjoyed with friends, or savored alone after a long day, pizza has a special place in our hearts and on our tables. So the next time you bite into a slice of pizza, remember you're experiencing a culinary tradition that goes back thousands of years. But how did we get from ancient flatbreads to the modern pizza we know and love today? Well, let's take a trip back to the Middle Ages in Italy, where the evolution of our beloved pizza took a significant turn. During this period, the once plain flatbread started to get a makeover. The bakers began experimenting, adding a variety of local ingredients to their dough, transforming the humble bread into a savory meal. These toppings ranged from simple ones like olive oil and local herbs to more exotic ones like honey, nuts, and spices brought by traders from the East. However, the real game changer was the introduction of tomatoes, brought to Europe from the New World, which would later become a staple topping for pizza. But it wasn't just the ingredients that were changing. Pizza, once a food for the elite, was now becoming a popular dish among the lower classes. Affordable, versatile, and easy to eat on the go, pizza began to be seen as a food for the people. So, pizza was well on its way to becoming the people's food, a status it still enjoys today. As we move into the modern era, pizza takes on a form more familiar to us. The turn of the 18th century brought an ingredient that would forever change the face of pizza: the humble tomato. Hailing from the New World, tomatoes were initially viewed with suspicion by Europeans. However, the poor of Naples were not so picky and soon incorporated this red fruit into their flatbread. The tomato was a game changer. It added a sweet, tangy burst of flavor that elevated the flatbread to a whole new level. The people of Naples fell in love with this novel creation, and soon the tomato pizza became a staple in their diet. However, it was not until the 19th century that pizza would take the shape we're most familiar with today. The story goes that in 1889, Queen Margherita of Italy visited Naples. To honor her visit, a local pizzaiolo, Raffaele Esposito, crafted a special pizza. He adorned the flatbread with fresh tomatoes, mozzarella cheese, and basil leaves, ingredients that mirrored the colors of the Italian flag. The Queen was so taken with this creation that the pizza was named after her. Thus, the Margherita pizza was born. The Margherita was more than just a pizza. It was a symbol of Italian pride and unity. Its popularity soared not just in Naples, but across Italy. And with the waves of Italian immigrants in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, pizza started to make its way beyond the borders of Italy. In the bustling streets of New York, Buenos Aires, and countless other cities, the smell of baking pizza wafted from little Italian bakeries, piquing the curiosity of locals. It was a taste of Italy, a slice of home for the immigrants, and a delightful novelty for the locals. With the birth of the margherita, pizza as we know it was finally here. From humble beginnings, pizza began to conquer the world. A culinary ambassador, if you will, pizza's journey to international fame is as rich and varied as its toppings. The great pizza pilgrimage began with the wave of Italian immigrants to America in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. These immigrants brought with them their rich culinary traditions, including the art of pizza making. Settling primarily in cities like New York, Chicago, and San Francisco, they started opening small pizzerias, initially serving their fellow immigrants. However, it didn't take long for the tantalizing aroma of baking pizzas to lure in a broader clientele. By the mid-20th century, pizza had become a staple of the American fast food scene. The post-World War II era marked a turning point for pizza. Soldiers returning from the Italian front had developed a taste for this exotic dish, and their desire for pizza back home fueled a surge in its popularity. The 1950s and 60s saw the birth of pizza chains like Pizza Hut, Domino's, and Little Caesars, which played a significant role in spreading the pizza gospel nationwide. These chains standardized the pizza experience, ensuring that whether you were in Maine or California, you could enjoy a slice of pizza just the way you liked it. But pizza didn't stop at America's shores. As fast food culture spread globally, so did pizza. From Tokyo to Timbuktu, pizza found its way into the hearts and stomachs of people everywhere. And like a true global citizen, pizza adapted to local tastes. In Japan, you might find a pizza topped with squid, while in India, spicy paneer is a popular choice. Whether it's a deep dish in Chicago, a thin crust in New York, a margherita in Naples, or a seafood pizza in Japan, the global love for pizza is undeniable. It's a testament to the dish's versatility and universal appeal. Pizza had made the leap from an Italian regional dish to a global phenomenon. In today's world, pizza is more than just a dish. It's a cultural icon. This humble meal, born in the streets of ancient Rome and nurtured in the kitchens of Italy, has risen to become a gourmet experience enjoyed by millions worldwide every single day. The charm of pizza is its adaptability. It has transcended borders and adapted to the tastes and preferences of different cultures. From the deep dish pizzas of Chicago to the thin crust czar of New York, from the seafood-laden pizzas of Japan to the curry pizzas of India, the variations are endless. Each region has taken this Italian masterpiece and made it their own, adding a local twist that reflects their unique culinary heritage. Moreover, pizza has made a significant impact on pop culture. It has featured in countless movies, TV shows, and even video games. It's a social food, shared at parties, ordered during late-night study sessions, or enjoyed during a quiet night in. It's a food that fosters connection, bringing people together to share in its simple, delicious joy. The numbers speak for themselves. It's estimated that over 3 billion pizzas are sold in the United States alone each year. That's roughly 46 slices of pizza for every person in the country. Globally, the pizza market is worth over $145 billion, making it a titan in the food industry. Yet, despite its global reach and economic impact, pizza remains true to its roots. At its heart, it's still that simple, satisfying meal, a beautiful harmony of bread, sauce, and cheese, with the freedom to add whatever toppings your heart desires. So there you have it, the journey of pizza from ancient Rome to your dinner plate. Isn't it fascinating to think about the history behind every bite?